All right. So what did it look like for me and what could it look like for you? This is what I would recommend. I would recommend you did it my way because my way worked pretty well. And I don't have pictures. I will get pictures of the way I had it. There's still some, I can still get some of those pictures and I'll share it with you. But for now, we'll have to imagine just a little bit. So first of all, I've got a list. It's a cold list of 100. I built that. First of all, I got like 20 of them. And then before I left, remember I worked one day a week, right? So Tuesday I spent till noon or 1 o'clock getting my list together. And then I got to get work done. So then I just emailed them. And so I got that much work done. And then the next Tuesday I'd get 20 more or whatever more. And then I would email last 20 plus these 20. That's what I would do, right? So I had that list of 100. And so what I would do was I would check in with PACC, what's going on at PACC, and what's relevant. What are we inviting people to? What are the main issues? And then that's what I would talk about. Whether I was making a phone call or an email or a text, I was always saying, I'm Dennis with PHCC of Washington. I want to let you know about this event, about this Lunch and Learn. I want you to know about this issue. I'm wondering that we're doing a survey. Are you having these issues in your area? Whatever it was. Then if you have any questions, let me know. Dennis with Zoom Drain. We love drain cleaning, and we drain clean for plumbers that can't or don't want to, or something like that. That's it. That was my reach out. It was always about PHCC first, never about myself. I signed off as myself, but the reason for my call was always for my association. I'm bringing relevance to my association. I'm making them aware of the association, right? Then, so that's what I would do. So when I'd make phone calls and stuff, I'd finally get a hold of people and say, no, we hate drain cleaning. Yeah, we don't, right? We've been we don't know who to call. When we tell people we don't, well, who do you call? What do you do when people call for drain cleaning? Well, we tell them we don't do drain cleaning. Well, would you mind telling them to call us? Oh yeah, we would love to do that. Great. Any kind of life at all. I'd be on their website. And again, also when I made a phone call, I would always look at the website. So if they answered the phone, I was looking at the website and I could reference. I would know a little bit about them. Okay, so now there's been some signs of life. Like they've actually been nice, responded, said they're glad to know about PACC or something, some kind of life. I print out their website and I put it on this wall here. So it comes out of the internet, out of the computer, and into real life on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper right here. And I'd write notes on it. I'd say, I talked to Jenny. She said they don't do drain work. She said she'd be glad to refer us. And then I'd go back and work. And when I got any positive feedback, I would print out the website, 8.5 by 11, and I'd put it here. And so after 1 or 2 days, I've got five people that said they'd use me. And then I pulled my report. Remember I told you I would come in and I could print out a report about what companies used this last week. And I'd see someone that never used this before. And they would go on this wall. And what I would do is now I would cut out their logo, and I had a laminating machine, and I would laminate it, and I would put their laminated logo here, just a little bit more special. Does that make sense? I don't have to write notes on it. This was notes here reminding me of who they are. Now they've actually used me. Plonk, they go on this wall. So what happens when I walk in next Tuesday and I'm wondering how it went? I immediately go, oh, I've got my list of 100. There's 5 people that were nice to me. And there's 1 or 2 or 3 people that actually use me. Pretty cool. Now I've got room. I've taken those off of my cold list. And now I need 5 more. And so I go find 5 more plumbers and put them on there. And then I include them in my process. So now what do? When I come in, the first thing I do is I pay attention to this one, this hot one. Hey, I saw you use this. That's awesome. Remember, we gave 10%. I just want you to let you know I'm sending 10%. It's $59 or whatever the number was. And should I write it out? What address should I write it out to? And who should I make it out to? And so this, I call this high tech, high touch. We, in this world, we can get into all this high tech and do things really efficient, but we lose touch with the in-person part. And so high tech, high touch. I call them, I saw you use me. Thank you so much. I'm giving you feedback. This is the deal. Where do I write a check out to? Again, that was our program. It doesn't have to be yours. You can just call and say thank you. You could just say, hey, I saw you use this. I want to make sure it went well. How'd it go? Everything's great? Perfect. Love you if you use this again. Appreciate your business, right? That's all it takes. Just a be personal and say thank you. All right, now I'm done with that. Now I go here and warm this up. So this is my reach out. These people have been nice. So now my email is a little bit warmer. Hey, we talked last week. You said you're interested in PHCC. I wanted you to know about this. Just a little bit more personal, right? Or you asked about drain work. I just want to tell you, so-and-so used this. Their jetter broke, so we did a jetter job for them, or just whatever. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Just a little bit more personal touch. So I've got 5 emails to write, or maybe I pick up the phone. Maybe I've got something to invite them for. Just depends on how what's the situation. Everything's different. Maybe there's only 5 spots left in the golf tournament, or maybe my boss told me I could take someone to the golf tournament. So I'm going to call these 5 people and say, hey, my boss said I could take a person to the golf tournament. I'm wondering if you want to come, right? Who am I going to give that to? First of all, this person here, maybe they can't, if they can come, they're going to the golf tournament. If they can't come, then I'm going to go to these people, right? And if I can't get to these people, I'm probably not going to waste it on my cold list. Does that make sense? So my special stuff, I'm taking care of these people that have actually showed some life. Does that make sense? So that's the routine. From cold to show signs of life to my customers. And then as I get more and more customers, the more times they use me, I go up. Every couple months I'd do a report like who used me the most. And I would put whoever used me the most on top and it would go down. So I could see, so if I had a special thing, let's say I had a baseball ticket I could share with somebody, I would go to my top because they've used me the most, and I'd call them first, and I'd just go back. I'd just go down my list. I had a big Z for Zoom, so it went this way, then this way, then this way. And so this top here were my top people, and then these people were ascending. They were on the way up to the top, and these people were down here. They were my customers, and I just wanted to continue to serve them. So that's how I did that. I had a Z, and that's how I built that. You don't have to do that. You can just have them here. But what happens is now you walk in, you can see, and sometimes sales is a lonely job. What if you've not talked to anybody all day, or for a week you haven't got any good responses? You walk into your office and you can see, oh, look at all the people that use me. Look at all the people that were nice to me and said they would use me. That's pretty cool, right? And then, okay, that inspires me to go work my cold field again. Does that make sense? Here's the other thing. Once in a while, the boss is kind of wondering what you're up to. I used to hire this position, business development reps. Before I did it, I hired 2 different times for this position, and it didn't work out. Like I would teach them what to do and tell them how to do it. And then I'm busy with my own business and with my other business. And then I would just check on them and they would say, yeah, it was going okay. And they would tell me a couple things. And then I would leave wondering what was really going on. Well, the way I did it, if my boss walked in or my manager, anybody walked in, my partner would walk in and say, how is it going? Well, look, I started with nothing. And I've got 12 people, customers using me already. And I've got 18 people that said they would use me. And I got a fresh list of 100 I'm working. And that like, oh, wow. It's obvious what I'm doing. Does that make sense? I'm bringing it from theory into real life. And it motivates me. So when I walk into what my office is, it's a reminder, it's a trophy case of my hard work. Does that make sense? So I walk into my office and I'm pumped. I can't wait to get in there and go to work because I'm just going to fill my walls. And sometimes this wall got heavy. I had all these people that were nice to me, but they hadn't used me yet. So I might just focus the whole day. All right, I want to get these guys to love me and use me. So I would work this a little bit tougher, like, and be nicer to them and share more information with them in maybe different ways. Maybe I'd mail something. Here's a little trick. Okay, let me tell you. No one does this. No one does this. Hardly anybody does this. I did it. As when I'm making this recording, it's just before Valentine's Day. I'm going to put those Valentine's candy conversational hearts. You can buy little mailers and you can slip it in there. And I'm going to mail it to the people that use me and the people that said they would. And my office, my manager or my budget, whatever, they're going to give me a budget. Like usually a business development representative position has a budget to spend. And I'm going to spend a little bit on that, on the cool stuff on Valentine's Day. And I'm going to send it to my hot list and my warm list. Does that make sense? That's what I'm going to do. And then what's after Valentine's Day? Easter. Going to do something for Easter. Guess who I'm going to do something for Easter too? Not the cold list. Not the cold list. I'm going to spend it on my hot list and my warm list. And how much they're spending with me or what is determines who's going to get. If I can only buy 3 giant chocolate bunny rabbits, I'm going to give it to my top ones, my top people here, right? Cinco de Mayo is coming up. Cinco de Mayo, a lot of people party and get tequila for, all sorts of things you can do for that. And maybe you're going to get, like, if alcohol is in your, for plumbers, that's a big deal. So I would get fifths for my hots and I get pints for my warms. Does that make sense? And I figure out what my budget is. I can spend $400 on this. I can break it up and I know what my budget is. And then I would do that. So I'd spend a bit of my budget on, you getting the drift, taking care of my hot list, and I'm warming up my warm list. And I'm doing that all the time. And I take care of them first, and then I go back to my cold list and go to work and try to get some life and discover some life and bring them over here on this board. And I just do that over and over and over. So that's easy to do and it's easy not to do. I recommend you do it. So the next video we're going to talk about, the last video, we're going to talk about accountability. Let's do this.